Hi everybody. Sunday. Got to watch the news channels a little bit today, and it's definitely not getting any better from what I can see. I start off watching clips of Jen Psaki saying, "Oh, you know what their problem is? Is they all talk on YouTube, and we can't stop all these other news programs on YouTube. That's the problem." I'm like, yeah, okay. So she thinks she knows what the problem is. That's nice. But she's got a show and I don't. So there you go. Anyway, I was going through some of the stuff I was talking about yesterday. And then, of course, they're still talking about Pete Hegseth. And have you read this guy's book at all? Wow, you got to be kidding me. So he's got plans and he put it in his book and then he released his book. So I'm sure when they go to his confirmation hearing and talk about his background check that has to be done for his confirmation hearing, they're going to ask him about his plans that he has in his book and about his religious fanaticisms and extremisms and in general, I would personally like to know why he has so many hard feelings against women. I mean, it's a big issue. There's no I in team. If you can't work with other people, maybe you shouldn't be the boss. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so I don't know. As far as I know, Gates is out. I don't know what he's going to be doing next. Apparently, he's doing cameos on that one service that you can pay for people to say stuff. I forget the name of it. Anyway, it would be so funny. I would have some stuff I wanted to say, but I'm not going to repeat it. Oh, it'd be hilarious. Anyway, we'll say that for another time. But yeah, Pam Bondi. Let's talk about Pam Bondi. So, okay, she used to be AG in Florida for the state, I guess. And then everybody's talking about Trump University when he got sued for running a fake university and they paid $25 million. A lot of all the other AGs that could have pressed charges against him. She decided not to. So, which doesn't tell me a whole lot about her judgment to begin with. Which, that's your job. So you get judged by your job. And anyway, so you get past all that. And, maybe she is, maybe she isn't the greatest judgment there. Some prosecutors are used as tools to get for other people to get out of problems, is what I'm saying. But, she goes on, she wants to be his personal lawyer and then goes on the campaign trail with him saying that how do I want to put this? That he still won the election, being an election denier. So I see, like, my mom likes to watch The View and stuff. So I don't, but I watch it with her and I try to tolerate it without yelling at the TV. And then I was there listening to Anna Navarro saying, what's a little election denialism between friends? And I'm like, really? Really? After all the problems all those lies caused? And your drinking buddy, so she's a Democrat and this other girl is a Republican, but they're still drinking buddies. Yeah, that doesn't make me feel any better about the situation. So she's defending her friend, and then some of these other Democrats on MSNBC are defending her. One of the lawyers I recognize from Florida was on there being a contributor today. And they're defending her and all that, whatever. Maybe she isn't the worst person, but she believes in the rule of law. Okay. that's nice, if that was your talking point. But then we get to the fact that she's a registered lobbyist for Qatar. And she's making $115,000 a month in extra income. That's why I keep saying I need to find a new job. I need a new career. Why can't I be getting an extra $115,000 a month just to lie? Or to represent someone else's interest, not America's interest, foreign country's interest. And then she wants to come back here and be the federal, like, AG for the whole country instead of the state of Florida. Like, I don't know. She has to pass an FBI background check too. And as long as she's not, tripping the algorithms and stuff, she probably wouldn't get put on a watch list anyway, unless somebody had some stuff to say about her. But I think all the times that she got up there and lied for Trump, I don't know how she didn't get indicted with all the other lawyers. Like, why was she up there saying, oh, he didn't do anything wrong and blah, blah, blah. And, after, like, that's what I said. I'd be more than happy to listen to any evidence anybody had. I want to be fair and impartial just like anybody else, but they had no evidence. They had over 60 court cases. You can't fake that evidence. Alima Nahaba thinks you can just fake your way through being smart and fake your way through evidence and fake your way through, represent your client. That's on you. Anyway, so we're gonna, definitely can't let these people go without background checks. It has to be done. And then when you get to the confirmation hearings, not everybody, I don't know if they're going to vote against their self-interest or not. They realize, I watched a clip about Fox News too, and they had another legal contributor on there that, I don't know, I didn't write his name down, so it really doesn't matter. But he was saying that he could, that they didn't have to have the FBI background checks, and that he could, once he was president, that he could just, write an executive order to waive them. Like, yeah, okay. See, that's what I mean. You're telling me this stuff on the news that isn't even true. Like, as far as I knew, all of your recess appointments were very limited. And he's like, saying, no, you can just sign executive orders and do whatever you want. And that's the problem, getting around all these safety nets and doing what you want, because that's the problem. People just doing whatever they want and not following the rules. They think they're above that. They don't have to do that. But the rest of us do. So that's why I say, why do I try so hard to be a good person and follow the law when I watch all these other people get away with it? It's crazy. Like, my credit report would look a lot different if I didn't have any morals. But that's okay to put them in charge. Speaking of not having any morals, Christine Nome, really? Like, nobody forgot that she hooked up with Corey Lewandowski? Ew, like, come on. Ew, God. No, and then she can't even train her dog. Like, what she did to her dog was unforgivable, apprehensible, like, she should have been criminally charged for that. If I do something like that, I get in trouble. I get hauled off to the clink. Not her. She gets promoted to be the what position is she for the oh man. I'm not gonna edit this out either. I'm just gonna go with it because I'm not editing anything. So Homeland Security, that's what it is. Director of Homeland Security. No, I don't want to work with her. I like dogs. I'm an animal lover. No. Anyway, next. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, why would you put her in charge of anything? Because she kissed his ring, you know? She sucked up to him. She played, you know, his favorite music for him and got him some coffee and put him to bed. I guess I was happy, you know? So she gets a job, but, you know, qualified people don't get jobs. That's why we're in the predicament that we're in, because they keep wanting to shove people through that aren't qualified at all. Like Tulsi Gabbard, you know, they're trying to talk her up. Oh, she can't do much harm because she can't, you know, direct all these other departments, and she'll only be giving him the daily briefs. And even though she's a total liar, another total liar. So she thinks she's, you know, just, okay, so what talking points you got, girl? Like, come on. What you got to say for yourself now? Because we're all listening. I mean, you want to make a point. She's going to make a point about who she's loyal to. She doesn't represent America, just like Pam Bondi doesn't represent America. Just like Pete Hegseth doesn't represent America. He wants to bring other people in and use the military to attack Americans. That's not cool with me. No. I'm an American. I'm not appreciating this at all. You know, even though I am, like, this whole social construct is crazy to begin with, because, like, I would be considered white, but if you ask me, I'm European, second generation American, but everybody wants to talk about my roots and where I'm from and being European. Yeah, this weird religious cult that I've had to grow up around. Which leads me to Sebastian Gorka. For counterintelligence, really. Like, we didn't learn anything from Charles McClonical getting arrested. The last guy that got arrested out of that office for accepting $275,000 for his retirement from the Russians. That's a fact. He's sitting in jail. You only heard a couple news cycles about that, but that was it. So Charles McClonical, who was an American and head of counterintelligence, was arrested. So you want to put Sebastian Gorka, who is definitely not loyal to the United States, walks around in his black uniform for his religious cult thing that he's got going on. I'd rather not name it because, yeah, long history. Anyway, if you didn't know, like, on my dad's side, I'm Hungarian and Sicilian, and on my mom's side, I'm English and French. So, there's long European history, you know, a lot of stories, and some of it I believe, some of it I don't. I don't know, I'll save that for another video, because I don't really feel like going into all that right now, but, you know, his weird religious cult in Hungary, I think that has given him a lot of ideas on how do you switch out constitutions and, you know, do things against people's will, even though you don't want to, but you see fit. And having a radical religious state. Like, how can I describe this? In the Catholic religion, they teach a lot of I don't know how to describe it. Maybe just how to be a better person, how to be a nice person, how to find your way in life and stuff. And all these people are twisting these religions to suit their own wants and needs and using it to attack enemies and, you know, saying all, you know, using it to control people, using it to fleece money out of people, using it to establish laws where there are no laws. So there's our laws that are based on the Constitution, and then there's religious law. And that's why we always had separation of church and state, because nobody could agree on which church was right. So are you going to go with the Roman Catholics, or are you going to go with the Protestants? Are you going to go with the Mormons or the Baptists? Are you going to go with Jehovah's Witnesses or Scientology? I mean, what religion do you think we should all be under? One. So they just started making up their own religion and their own rituals and their own things that they wanted, which is about control and obedience. And, back in the day when they used to force you into a religion, and you were, I guess being an American, I've had the freedom of choosing what religion I want to be and having my own identity, and taking a step back away from what everybody else's religious identity was, because people, think Jewish is not a religion, it's a nationality. And I guess it could be both, but it's all in how you look at it. Like with the Treaty of Trianon and Hungary getting split up. And I was told in my family, well, my grandpa was here, my great-grandpa was here, and he didn't want to put the year he was born on his headstone. Because, that, I guess because of fear, and I was always told that I wasn't Hungarian, that I was Austrian and Czechoslovakian. And then they were telling me, well, obviously your last name's Hungarian, so maybe that's the way your relatives felt about it. And I'm like, I don't know. You just wake up in a different country one morning. I mean, how would you feel? So I wasn't Hungarian anymore until all these weird religious people started walking out of the woodwork when I was a kid and asking me weird questions, and just all these weird things that kept happening that I couldn't explain until I got older and I realized, oh yeah, it's a weird religious cult and they got plans. That's nice. So, I don't know. Like, to me, how is Sebastian Gorka? He's not loyal to the United States if he's loyal to his cult. That's his first loyalty. And of course, he went to Harvard too. Probably knows Alan Dershowitz. Yeah, don't even get me started at those guys. It's just a tangled web of these corrupt people that are so horrible. They don't even deserve to be in office. I would never want to work with or for any of these people. Not at all. Not at all, ever. And that's the whole thing about me never working for Elon or Peter Thiel or any of those guys ever again. Never, ever, ever. Never want to work for those guys. Ever. And, then I had said something about Elon putting an ad up for somebody to work 80 hours a week. Yeah, I know it's a joke. Yeah, I know that whole Doge department. Like, first of all, they have to create a department, and, they're not too good at doing actions for themselves. He can walk in and slash your budget and tell a bunch of people you're fired, go home. But as far as creating anything or doing anything, not a strong suit. I think we've all seen that with Twitter, how he treats the engineers there. I mean, come on, it's like he totally trashed it. It's a train wreck. So now you want to come and have him do the same thing to our government. He's a foreigner. He couldn't run for president. So this is exactly what you call a shadow government. How is he not influencing Donald directly? Donald is easily influenced, and the worse his cognitive impairment gets, the more malleable he's going to be. He's already doing it now. He dotes on anybody that compliments him. He's too easily manipulated, and that's fine. You know, you don't have to tell him everything. You don't have to give him ideas, but, you know, they give him ideas all the time on Fox News. That's why I was upset about them today saying that giving legal advice on Fox News now and saying that, oh yeah, he can just write executive orders and do whatever he wants. You can skip your FBI background checks for your jobs. So where does that leave the rest of us that do follow the rules and we do work to get ahead? And then we got somebody coming in. Okay, so Pam Bondi says she's going to investigate the investigators and prosecute the prosecutors. And she was on Fox News several times saying that. They all screen these people before they go on, so they all know exactly what they're going to say. Most of the time, there's no surprises there. It's very scripted. You know, and then she can't deny all the times that she got up there and lied for him. She can't deny it. Like, could you imagine sitting through your FBI background check and saying, okay, Pam, so, you made this statement about investigating the investigators. So what investigators were you talking about? Because that's who investigates her when she starts taking money from Qatar, is the FBI. Who runs your shit when you get home, like Menendez when they found all those gold bars and, you know, they raided his house. So what I'm trying to say, who raids your house, who takes your electronics, who wakes you up at 6 a.m. Of course they don't like the FBI, but then you're gonna sit there and say you're gonna investigate the investigators, and she used to be a prosecutor. What is she talking about? Like, for real. Like, oh man. And then Anna Navarro's gonna stick up for her and say, yeah, that's my drinking buddy. You all have no morals, I swear. And then you're worried about everybody else, what everybody else is doing and their morals and stuff, and you guys can't even check your own morals. I see how it is. It's like, oh, we can tell you what to do, and you got to do what we tell you to do. Because as Nick Fuentes says, it's not my choice anymore. It's Nick Fuentes' choice. So thank you for that, for letting Nick Fuentes brag about making my choices for me. Because I would never let a little punk like that anywhere near anything serious in my life. Like, he's not even fit to, why did Elon even let him back on social media? Because he was kicked off for being too toxic. And what does Elon do? Oh, hey, come on, we're being the Toxic Bro Club. Like, he got Andrew Tate and his brother out of trouble. So they're not on house arrest anymore. Nothing's going on. It's all big bro club. So you're telling me that I don't get a choice anymore because you guys got some weird religious fetish and you don't really like women and you only like obedient, submissive women? Yeah. So that means we got to talk about women's rights all over again. So my voice doesn't count and I don't get respect and I get told what to do and I get laughed at because Elon thinks he's going to make me work for free and it's funny. Yeah. So now you can see why I'm not happy about any of this. I mean, everybody's acting like it's a big old joke. It's not a big old joke. It's not. Like, what Pete wrote in his book was serious. That point seriously needs to be brought up. Because if he's got plans, then he's got plans. And he already told everybody what his plans were. And these people are all directly coordinating with Fox News. Directly. The guy works at Fox News. So you mean to tell me after everybody knows this about him, he's still got a job at Fox News? Because Fox News has a problem with their HR department anyway. Because the problem, they can't not hire predators. So somebody's got a predator problem, but from the head down, and it works from the head down, top down. So if Pete's in charge, so what? Everybody gets to treat women like crap in the military now? Because I know a lot of women that are going to take issue with that. And you need them. That's 20% of your fighting force right there. So you're just going to get rid of 20% of the military right off the top. Who are you going to replace them with? Elon? Because Elon knows how to run everything. Oh, that's another thing. Margie got on Fox News today, and she's talking about how the military doesn't pass their audits, and how this other military contractor is going to come in and tell Halliburton and Lockheed Martin and all y'all other ones how to run your stuff, and how you got to pass your audits, and where all this money is going on. Because Elon wants to, and Margie want to know where all this money. Oh, and Vivek, the three of them want to team up and want to know where all the military money is going. Yeah, they haven't passed 7 audits. Like, okay, fix it. Go ahead, fix it, please. Fix it. Fix the VA, please. Fix all that stuff. I'm begging you. Just like they couldn't fix Twitter. I'm not calling it X. It's still Twitter. I'm sure they haven't worked any of the bugs out of that place yet. He's mad at all of his engineers. You know, you don't want to pay for talent. You got to recognize talent, and you got to pay people what they're worth. And when you want to hire somebody for cheap labor, you get what you pay for. Like, I'm not going to teach somebody else how to do my job. They can learn how to do it. If you don't appreciate me, you don't appreciate me. You know, that's why I just don't even want to deal with any of that stuff anymore, because that's how these people are. And I have a big morality issue with that, because I'm just trying to keep my mental health in check, because I don't need people like that constantly over my head and threatening me and telling me what to do. And, you know, sometimes people get physical and they get crazy, and yeah. Then they start saying, oh, well, you know, we're going to go after your friends, and we're going to go after your family, and then we're going to go after you. And, you know, I just get sick of hearing all of it. I really do. Like, fix it yourself. Fix it yourself. If you can. Like, try not to let my anger get to me, because I'm really upset about a lot of this. And, yeah. So, apparently, Tulsi is worth giving a job, and I'm not. And I remember that stuff. So, why? Because I tell the truth? Because I didn't sell out like Kristi Noem did? You know, she thought she's cool kissing up to you and talking about how she couldn't even train her dog, and you think she's good for her job. While you're destroying everybody else's lives and incomes, and you don't even all know what you're doing, and you know nothing about crypto, and you don't know anything about blockchain, and then you want to sit there and tell me all this stuff about, oh, but you know, I'm supposed to give all these keys to fucking Tulsi. I'm sorry, I used the F word. Whatever. I guess I'm gonna swear on YouTube. But I'm not. I'm just not gonna do it out of anger. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Like, it's gonna be okay. Even if they, you know, want to go worst case scenario, which I would rather not go to, you just deal with it. That's what you gotta do. You just deal with it, no matter what. You gotta deal with it. No matter what. So, just deal with it. You know, Like, it was been Thanksgiving a couple years ago now. The last time somebody tried to come after me. I don't know. They called it a gas leak, but there wasn't no ignition point, so I don't see how you can still say it was a gas leak over on Hogarth Avenue. I don't believe that. You know, just like everybody's telling me about what happened to Chris and Chester, they did that themselves. I'll never believe that. You know, there's just too much that people keep trying to tell me to be okay with. I'm just not okay with it. And, you know, I get forced into the position where I just don't want to be manipulated anymore. I'm not part of any kind of religious craziness that's why I don't even want to believe in religion anymore. Like, I have a hard time with it because they're so all trying to bring God back. And, you know, that's what they told me when I was a little kid, that they were trying to bring God back. What sense does that make? You know, so this cult is the problem. And that's what I was trying to draw attention to before. But then people are going to say a lot of stuff and put words in my mouth. And then I get dismissed like I'm a joke. You know, the whole thing about, I don't know, pedos and all that kind of stuff, yeah. They disgust me. I don't even know how anybody can be so cruel or disgusting. You know, that's the thing with Donald. He's like, at his golf courses and stuff, they have like porn stars for caddies all the time. It's events that they do. And then they want to go over to the Middle East and then like talk about morality. And then they push back. And of course, they hate Western values. Some of the Western values I don't like either, because these are the kind of sleazeball men that we got to put up with. And violence against women is real. You know, I've had it where, you know, I got beat up really bad and the police told me that they weren't going to help me. That, you know, that was right around the time when the state started to press charges on its own. Because women used to get threatened, as soon as I get out, I'm coming after you. And then you'd be too afraid to press charges. And then you wouldn't go to court and stuff like that. So, you know, if I couldn't press charges against them, they told me, why are you calling? And then the state started picking up charges. Like, stuff like that, you know? So they haven't announced who they want to pick for CIA yet. That's going to be an interesting nomination. I just, like, they make it so I don't even want to be around any of them. I don't want no part of it. These people literally disgust me. Like, I don't know how you can call yourself religious and be so totally void of any empathy for anyone else. Because I thought that's what religion was about. And all I see is the cruelness and the hatred. And I don't even want any part of it anymore. So I guess that's my walk of faith, that I just don't even believe in it anymore. What kind of God would do that to me? and make people like that hurt me, and then justify it and saying they're bringing God back. What kind of screwed up mental gymnastics is that I had to live through my childhood, because they knew better. All these other people, like, I could go down a whole list of people, but does it do me any good? No, because nobody believes me anyway. So you're going to believe Sebastian Gorka. Yeah, and yeah, I remember all that stuff, all these people. I don't blame my grandfather for leaving Hungary. Because they want to bring all that stuff here now. And that's what they're trying to save me from, I guess. You know, and I was working at Charmaine's. They had a guy come over from the parent company from Geneva. And I'm saying they're trying to demonstrate this machine to this guy. And he refused to talk to me. I'm like, he doesn't speak English? What, this German guy? What? I just don't get it. And then he tried to explain to me, like, he left and made some phone calls. Was talking about my last name. And then he started, I asked my boss, I'm like, what was wrong with that guy? And so he was trying to explain to me what shunning is. So I got shunned at work for being Hungarian. And I didn't even know anything about it. I'm just standing there like, what? You don't speak English? Like, what? I'm here to show you this machine. You just stand there looking at it like, and my boss was trying to tell me, you don't understand. Women don't have those kind of jobs over there. I was like, it's the 2000s. Are you serious? They don't have women's live over there. They don't have women that are, have technician jobs or engineering jobs or anything like that. Like, what are you talking about? And so I got passed over for company trips. Because they didn't want me to go to Geneva. Because I'm a lady. That's nice. So much for women's lib. That's why I want, like, they didn't even put us in our own constitution as equal citizens. So, you know what? I really don't care if they rip up the Constitution. I'm not an equal citizen anyway. I don't get a say anyway, right? Unless I'm a loyalist. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Probably nobody's going to watch this video anyway. Just like the other ones, I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer, and I'm just going to smile and say have a good night and feel like I got something off my chest and maybe I can make a difference and maybe somebody believe me. But yeah, probably not. But I don't know. So you can't blame me for making plans, right? Knowing that all these people are like this and that I have to defend myself, and that's just what it's going to come to, I guess. I'm not mean. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed that this is the way we got to go about all this. And I wish people could be honest, and I wish they wouldn't be corrupt, and I wish they wouldn't use religion as an excuse to be mean to somebody else. And I don't understand why some men hate women and want to control them and abuse them. I'll never understand that. So I guess there is no saying sorry for that. And I guess that's all I got to say today until we can see what's going on in this train wreck of Monday morning tomorrow. And have a good night.